Cool, cool. All right. So DXY has officially taken out an important target for me. Very, very important target. Right. So last week, right, I think we were around here, and I was like, it might be time. It might be time, and it was time. It finally broke out. And when looking at structure now, it makes a lot more sense in the aspect of just how structure looked, how momentum looked, right? Inefficiency there. Although that may not be the exact reason why that happened, it provides for us a narrative, and that is a narrative that played out, right? Shit. Um, so even though we were here and we had an indecision, we're playing off the narrative that this occurred, that 50% inefficiency from the daily time frame, and that we also broke a previous low, so we would anticipate this lower low to continue, and it happened, right? So target one was a significant low here, and target two for me was that low there, this low here, because in intraday structure, that is actually significant, right? And also we might anticipate a pullback after this because there is obviously inefficient pricing here. Even on the daily time frame, you can see that there's inefficient pricing here somewhere. So we might see a bounce here, maybe tomorrow, and then just recover Friday. Hopefully, we don't get a nasty weekly closure, and then from there, next week we just take it to the ground. This is the most important target for me. That is my long term target. That is why I've been selling here, these relative areas, because I am targeting long term here, right? Even though you don't have entries here, you still playing based off the narrative that whatever is happening here, you're getting lower pricing. So you have to continue that momentum, that volume, that whatever you want to call it. You have to continue that because you know the ultimate target is here. And when everything is lining up, there is no excuse, and you should literally only play that bias. Because if you try going against that bias, even though you know you're going against the bias, it's like, like it's like it's like there's an equation or there's a problem. For example, let's say it's 2 plus 2. You know it's 4, but you put 5. It doesn't make sense, right? So if you know that this is bearish on every single time frame, why are you trying to buy, right? Vice versa for EU. Like, why are we selling EU if everything is screaming buys, right? This price action was so much cleaner. Um, I'm gonna do this entire breakdown from the where it's pretty much a follow up to the other pair breakdown, because this was the 50% bounce reaction, and all this could be was a type of reaccumulation, mass reaccumulation, right? Break of structure, entries gathered here, and then we continue, right? And although we know that this is the daily, excuse me, although that's the daily bias, right? We still have to continue them in intraday timeframes. And today was actually very, very nice, even though it started off really, really sloppy. Like, let's look at today's overlap trading range. Let's see. Right, so my focus is here. A lot of people will not be able to interpret what is occurring here. And something we have to realize, sorry about that. Something we have to realize is just because price action is sloppy and we aren't trading it doesn't mean we don't acknowledge what's happening, because that's how you're learning. So coming into New York Open right here, 7 a.m., the first where this pretty much shading starts. We start relatively slow. I actually would have wanted to play that out, and it did play out, and your target obviously is here first. That played off, but this is where trade management comes into play. So we had optimism shown, we had a break of structure shown, but you have to consider all aspects. All right, let me move this. So we have to consider all aspects, right? I know based off of structure that due to this optimism shown, if this high breaks or even this low breaks, I know the position is out, right? That's it. Like, I'm out of the position. So something to pretty much help you anticipate that is we had the optimism shown, but the optimism had no follow through. Look at the volume. There's no volume. There's no follow through behind the move. And not only that, but we immediately jumped up and we had a bearish engulfing afterwards. And if we look at, let's see, right, this is 33, 34, 35. So this was the closure of the 5 minute here, right? This is where people are anticipating the continuation of structure. And where people fuck up is that they don't acknowledge stuff like this. They don't acknowledge big wicks like this that could have meaning to them, right? So we just had optimism shown with unsupporting volume, and then we had a bearish engulfing. That doesn't make sense for me to continue this higher. And not to mention, we are in pretty much in a premium zone in terms of this swing low and this swing high. So I know that we have a bearish engulfing and we just broke this low. This position is automatically off the table. That's it. You're out. And then from there, it's more so patience, because we have to anticipate, not even anticipate, just read the price action and make a decision based off the price action. So, hold on. So we know that our bias is up, right? As I showed you in the previous markups, that's the first thing I saw was the daily time frame. I know that we're aiming to take out this high. We're taking to take out these highs, but either way, we're fully bullish on this. So unless a major structure point breaks, then I am not trying to, sell this. So actually, let me go back. This was actually right before the move actually happened. The daily I think hadn't taken it out yet, but it's not really showing it right now. It's being really annoying. Oh well, you guys know I showed you the chart. So my bias was taking out that previous swing high, and once we took out this structure low, right? We took out one structure low, but this is the significant low to me. I know that if that low breaks, that is a wrap. This is not going to continue. So I have to continue to play off the narrative that this is still the significant low and I cannot sell it unless this breaks. So I have to be only looking for potential buy setups. So even though this technically broke structure and it's creating a bear flag, we know the narrative is up. We know the direction is ultimately up, right? So even though this occurred, right, this sell goes against so many of my rules, so I'm not going to take it, So I'm only going to play a buy scenario that's high probable. So we have to wait to see that, like for example, we have a bear flag here. I will only look for buys if that structure high breaks, right? So let's continue to play it on. We just now closed the H4 right there, right? And that was actually before the spike up, but this is looking bearish. However, that bearish closure occurred, but the structure is still bullish, right? The only way I'll sell anything here is if these major swing lows break. And why am I wanting that such a deep, break of structure is because ultimately every time frame, H4, daily, weekly, monthly is bullish. So I really want to see a true confirmation that structure is changing. So I know I'm not trying to sell this at all. So oh, I've messed up. Oh, that's so annoying. Right, so this bear flag here, in essence, this bear flag is playing out. Right, actually tested lows, right, and created equal lows. But we know the only way that those equal lows are significant is if we're in a bearish market and we know that everything fits sells and we're looking for targets for those sell positions, but we know that we're bullish. So this is something to be wary of. But remember, I tell you, equal lows, equal highs, points of liquidity are only meant to be targets. They're not meant to be influencers of bias, right? So yes, there may be equal highs, and that's a confirmation to buy, but you have to make sure every other confirmation fits along it. So I'm not trying to sell this, right? Because I know that the only way for this scenario to continue, for this sell scenario to continue, to take out these equal lows, is this structure high has to maintain. This has to maintain, and this has to continue lower, right? Or else that entire narrative, that entire decision is off the table. So what happened? Didn't hold, right? So now I said if this structure high breaks, that's when we will start looking for any type of, bullish scenario. What's happening? Cool, we see the structure break, right? And a lot of people will try to play this SC, but like I said, it doesn't make sense to sell in any scenario, right? The only way I would sell is if I'm already in buy positions and I'm looking for a hedge position. That's the only reason why you should ever go against, what the market is telling you. So as you can see, that reacted, right? Even came back to get 50%, then came down, gave a violent reaction. Even though there's a lot of momentum, volume is still relatively moderate. So I know that we should be looking for scenarios to buy, which in this case, there are two areas of interest, right? There's scenario 1, and then there's scenario 2. So when we're paying attention to swing points, right, they both fit the category of discount pricing, but I know I want the lowest pricing possible, right? It's not about buying low and selling high. It's about buying lower and selling higher, right? So I'm going to see and wait. I want to see what happens in each one. So as you can see, automatically the next candle gave the reaction. So even if you got in that position, that gave you a bullish reaction, right? But just because it has a reaction doesn't mean it has a follow through, right? So let's see what happens, right? Automatically this high breaks, your position is at break even. Cool, but you're in break even, and even though the structure essentially was tested, I wouldn't want to say that broke. There's still the possibility of coming back here. Why? Because there's inefficient pricing and there's potentially an SC in here. So this stop loss would be about 4 pips, right? But like we said, we want the lowest possible entry. So I actually want to look at this entire candle and see, or try to take a position anywhere here. And I think that's like a 3 pip stop, right? 3 pip stop. But yeah, keep going. Your position should be at break even, right? As you can see, there's an unwillingness to continue higher. It's very worrying. Well, you have to be very weary of that. But obviously, I'm not going to close the trade because of that. Just being realistic. And then if I see an impulsive candle like this, then maybe I'll consider closing, because then it's not realistic for me to think that this will continue higher, because it hasn't done so, right? Now that these highs are pretty much established, this high maintained. So because that high maintained, this scenario is very improbable now, because the reaction given wasn't sufficient enough to take out this high. So, oops. So we continue, right? Gave a reaction here. The possibility of why this reacted here was there's probably an SC inside that wick, but that's pretty irrelevant. Cool. So now this, although never came back to break us even, this now reacted and it hit your TP1. So that position is straight. And unfortunately, even though I wanted that highest position, that lowest position, it's important to take both. Even though this one never broke even, that one is the one that paid off. So this is why I tell you, take both. Fuck it. Even though I want this one, you got to take both. Right? Is that making sense? Am I making sense, or am I like just ranting on? I actually don't even know like how this price action went, so I was kind of just telling you exactly how I would think in this scenario. So hopefully that helped out. But I didn't even get the time to look over this before the call. But yeah, as you can see, playing both is very significant. This would have been a 3 pip stop. This one would have been probably another 3 pip stop. Yeah, 3 pip, 2.5. But still, you know, that's clearing TP1. TP2 is here, and then this was the ultimate target here. And after that, you can easily be done for the day, chill, enjoy, journal, move on. All right, so just like that, the price action held, right? And even though I wanted this here, we also have to reflect on why it didn't happen. So based off my belief, I believe that there is probably an SC in this candle, and that's what that was playing off. So because that happened and that gave the reaction, if this low were to break and we came back touch here, there's a possibility that structure could have maintained here and then continued lower. So that would have been my reasoning as to why this one never tapped. So if I didn't take that first position and I was waiting for the second, now I know that's going to be one of my tendencies is, you know, not taking every opportunity I can that supports the bias that I am trying to play. And just like that, you now know take both. Even if you take that one loss, cool. That's a 0.5% trade, a 1% trade, just to the next one have 1 to 10, 1 to 15. Would you recommend risking 0.5%? That's up to you, bro. That's up to you. That's just depending on how you want to play your risk parameter. That's on you. Because honestly, risk parameters should depend on your confidence, how effective your trading plan has been, and your account size. Right, I think we discussed that like 2 weeks ago, discussing about, you know, 0.5% for like anything above like 50K. Obviously you can go the 1% route. It's up to you, but the possibility, the option is there. Another one I want to discuss too is this is finally playing out. Who remembers this? I want to know who remembers this. That I've been buying this since down here. A lot of my old Visionaries members are going to remember this. That I've been buying this for like the past 2 months. Yeah, and it's finally playing out. It's finally playing out. So, like I said, the confirmation behind this was that was the fact that this used to be at $500. This used to be at $500, and it's been coming down ever since then. But over the past, I believe, like a couple months, a couple years actually. Oh shit. Yeah, so pretty much since 2017, we've been essentially creating a type of schematic, and this last run here was the spring to me. Right? Pre-supply. Oh, I mean, well, not pre-supply. This will be pre-supply. Setting climax, secondary test again, whatever. Spring, and the spring is what I tried to play off, and I'll show you exactly what I played off. I remember exactly what I played off here. This is when I put like the most volume in. This was during overlap, right? Not even during overlap, during New York session, because that's the only time this is open. But pretty much what I was looking at was this selling candle that right after it happened, we had a bullish engulfing and a bullish reaction. So I know that I'm trying to play anything here to then take it to the moon. just because I'm looking for every excuse to buy because I'm playing off the Wyckoff logic and I'm playing off the possibilities of that being a spring. So guess what? From there, that was probably 1 point. Yeah, like I think I bought it at 1.6. Um, so yeah, I didn't actually get the perfect entry there, but I did get pretty close. And since then, it's up 200%. You know, and this is just the beginning. This is the optimism showing itself. This isn't the full on schematic completion and then rocket. That's what I'm waiting for. So now every time we get a dip, I'm pretty much looking to buy. Dip, buy, moon. Dip, buy, moon. Just because I'm playing based off the narrative that this is a spring and that this entire thing is a accumulation schematic. And this is a hold for honestly for like the next 2-3 years. I'm putting money in that doesn't matter to me, so I'll just let it ride. But it's actually playing out. Like I didn't think it would play out. Like I don't know. I just really didn't think it would, but it's actually playing out. It goes to show, you just need to know your rules. What company is this? It's called Amiri. You guys want to know? It's a funny story. Let me see if I could find exactly how I found this stock. Top weed stocks. I literally looked this up on Google, and there was this link, and it had the top 3. Hopefully I can find it. No. This one right here. I think it was this one. No, it wasn't that one. But I pretty much found the link here, and then I looked at it, and I'm like, yo, this has big potential. So I just kept looking at it from then. Like, funny story. Like, I literally just looked up top wheat stocks. That was a low key sig. Nah, man. Nah, I legitimately I have been saying that I've been buying this for weeks though. Like the old visionaries guys, they know this. Um, fractional shares now. What the hell? Really? That's weird. Convenient, but a bit weird. But nah, fuck Robinhood. Go to TD. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much my rant for today. I'm pretty much done. This is finally playing out. This literally gave the the exact schematic because every time you see a spring, there's always that bear flag that never completes, and then it just rallies and then it rallies again. You know. So now I'm just looking for any dip, just any dip, just continue to buy it, hug it. I don't look at stock seriously either. This is the only stock I've ever looked at, to be honest, besides Tesla. But yeah, I mean, other than that, do you guys have questions? What's up? What's going on? Also, please take the time to do these petitions, guys. Please take the time to at least read over them, and if there's something you agree with, like just go for it. Go for it. These are a bunch of, this is GoFundMe, there's some petitions, donations. Yeah, we're going to be donating as much as we can to a lot of these places as long as we find out that they're legit. That's the only thing. But we're probably going to continue to add links just because I got a lot of DMs with links. So I'm just going to make sure they're good and then make sure that the websites are legit. And then from there, just keep adding onto this list just to bring awareness. But I mean, other than that, I'm good, guys. Like, this is the only way I'll sell this is if this structure low breaks, pretty much. If not, just keep trying to buy it. This is where you have to realize continuations over reversals. This is just pretty much scenarios like this. Yeah, man, go check out the links. Like from someone, from me, I'm considered a minority in the group. I never fully experienced that like pretty much racist mistreatment, but that was mainly because I grew up around, other minorities. So it's I don't experience it in the manner that a lot of other people do, and a lot of other people literally fear going out of their house, you know, or fear, you know, getting pulled over and stuff like that. And we have to bring awareness to this because it's not about, you know, the protesting. It's not about all of that. It's about the principle behind it. You know, us as people, who the fuck am I to judge you based off of your skin tone? It's about the principle behind it, right? And like I always say, it's how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I'm gonna treat people with respect. I'm gonna treat people with the same, you know, frequency that I want them to treat me with. So pretty much all of this, it's more so to just gain exposure to the topic, the principle, because bro, this is stupid, man. We're really arguing. We're really starting a whole movement because people judge others based off skin tone. Do you like not realize how stupid that sounds? And a lot of people really don't get that. Like Jesus, a lot of us are in our 30s, 40s, 50s, right? Even me in in my 20s, like people don't understand that it's like bro, are you serious? Like are you serious? It's illogical to me. But yeah, I mean, other than that, my rant's done for tonight. Unless you guys want to talk about something or what's up. Shout out to the homie Daniel. Is he on here? Yeah, he got a pretty nice UCAT trade. People can change though. It's just a matter of do they want to change. Like, bro, I a lot of people that act that in that manner, they don't like like they know that they're doing it. You know, they're just ignorant in the fact that pretty much, you know, it doesn't really affect them, so they don't care about it, and it's just I don't know. Honestly, it's just a stupid topic. I don't really want to get to it just because it's also touchy to a lot of people. But just in my opinion, it's stupid. We're better than this. GU was great today. I have not looked at GU actually. Oh yeah, yeah, probably retrace. Looks like it wants to retrace. Hey, I mean, at least this little sketch played out. I don't remember doing the sketch, but damn, played out pretty much perfectly almost. But yeah, it'd be cool to see a retracement off the bat. Inefficient pricing there. That's appealing to the eye. Yeah, that's in this inefficiency zone, and it's a decent sized retracement to then take higher. Like potentially, this retracement could be just how EU did its retracement here, before the moon. So yeah, just prepare yourself. A lot of like swing opportunities are like coming your way. But I mean, other than that, guys, I'm done for tonight. What are you talking about? Are you talking about you're talking about the Dow? This is funny. A lot of people tried selling this, man. I think everybody tried selling it. I think this is gonna pull a 2019. This is what happened 2019, right? We dipped down just to then make new highs. Watch this dip down just to make new highs. Watch that happen. This is a whole nother game though. The same rules don't apply. These are more fundamental based. That's why I don't really trade them. The milkshake theory? No. I don't know what that is. Rich people benefiting from this pandemic? Okay. You can do it too. Bet send me some stuff. DM me some stuff. Not on Discord. DM it to me on Instagram because the Discord messages I'll probably take care of tomorrow morning. But yeah, guys, other than that, I think we're good for tonight.